Hi everyone, thank you for joining another yarny tutorial. Today we will show you how to do a bracelet using very simple crochet stitches. In order to do the bracelet, you will need to know the slip knot, the chain, the single crochet, the half double crochet, and the double crochet. Don't worry if you're unfamiliar with any of these stitches. We do have very detailed, step-by-step, slow demonstration of all the stitches that will be needed in this tutorial on our channel. And so feel free to watch these tutorials before starting the bracelet if needed. Now let's start with the bracelet. You will want to leave a pretty long tail. I suppose 6" would be enough, but you can always leave longer and just adjust it with the scissors in the end. This will be used as the adjustable clasp for the bracelet. So let's start with the slip knot. Once you have your slip knot, you want to start chaining, and you want to chain as many chains needed to reach the length of the bracelet you want. And so I would chain 24. Make sure you chain an even number. So let's start. I'm having chain 1, 2, 3. So I've chained 24, and if I put it around my wrist, you see that it doesn't reach all the way on the other end, but this is just a personal preference because I would like to play with the adjustable clasp in the end. But if you want it to be longer and reach the full length of your wrist, just feel free to add chains, but remember to chain an even number. Now after we've done with the chain, we will essentially start with half double crochet, and we want half double crochets to be the first stitch and the last stitch we do on our chain foundation. Every stitch in between the half double crochet will be a set of single crochet and double crochet together, and we will also be skipping stitches in between. And so what I mean by this is before we do our half double crochet, we will skip one stitch from the hook, and so the first chain that we see from the hook here, we are skipping it, and we will do our half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. Yes! And so yarn over, and you will insert your hook inside the second chain from the hook. And now yarn over, pull the yarn through the stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over to pull the yarn through all 3 loops. Now I have my first half double crochet. Remember when I said we would be skipping stitches? So we are essentially going to skip every other chain. So if you see these stitches here, the bigger hole here is where we just worked our half double crochet. So you don't want to do anything more. We've done our stitches. The next chain here, we are skipping it. And then we will do a single crochet and a double crochet together inside the following stitch. So we start with a single crochet. You insert your hook inside the chain, pull the yarn back through the chain, yarn over to pull it through the 2 loops. Now you see this bigger hole here is where we just worked our single crochet. We will now do a double crochet inside that same chain. So yarn over, insert your hook inside the same chain you just worked your single crochet. Yarn over, pull the yarn back through the chain. You have 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over to pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on your hook only. And then you have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over to pull it through the last 2 loops. So now we have our first set of single crochet and double crochet stitches. Now I will alternate, essentially skipping the next stitch, the next chain, and then do another set of single crochet and double crochet in the following stitch. Now remember when I chained 24 and I said that we are going to skip every other chain. That means if we do 24 divided by 2, we're essentially doing 12 set of stitches. And we always start and end with half double crochet. So that's already 2 set of stitches. We have 10 set of stitches left. So in between the first and the last half double crochet on both ends, we essentially will have 10 sets of single crochet and double crochet together, alternating with skipping chains inside each set of single crochet and double crochet. So I already have 1 set of single crochet and double crochet. I have 9 more to go. So skipping the next chain, doing my single crochet in the following. Now double crochet in the same stitch I just did my single crochet. Oops, my hook just went off. All right, so now we have our second set of single crochet and double crochet. Now we are going to skip the next chain and do our following set in the following stitch. So skipping the stitch here, insert your single crochet in the following stitch. Now you want to do a double crochet in the same stitch you just did the single crochet. Skip the next stitch, do a single crochet in the following. Now you do a double crochet in the same stitch you just did your single crochet. We essentially just keep going like this, skipping a stitch, adding a set of single crochet and double crochet in the following stitch, then skipping a stitch, then adding a single crochet and double crochet in the following stitch. Now I'm at my last set of single crochet and double crochet. Which means I've just done 10 sets of single crochet and double crochets. And the very last stitch of our row here will be a half double crochet. Remember when I said that we will start with a half double crochet and end with a half double crochet? So this is what I meant. So this here is my 10th set of single crochet and double crochet together. Again, I am skipping the next chain and then doing a half double crochet in the last chain of the row. So now you have essentially your one side of your bracelet. And so now what we want to do is work on the other side of your chain foundation. So this here is your chain foundation and we worked on one side. We just want to continue and do the exact same thing on the other side so the bracelet is even. And so we will chain one. And then we want to do a half double crochet in the same stitch we just did our last half double crochet of the first row. And so yarn over, you insert in that first chain here. So we essentially just did 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. And now we will be doing the same concept where we will be skipping a stitch and then working a single crochet and a double crochet in the following stitch. And we will do 10 of those until the very end where we will end with a half double crochet. Now, how do we identify which stitches to skip? It does get a little tricky, but essentially this first stitch here is where we did our half double crochet. So just remember this one, since we already worked on this, we're not going to do another stitch here. Now the following little hole here, this is a stitch we are going to skip. And then the next hole is where we're going to do our single crochet and double crochet. What helps determine which stitch to skip is that the ones that you're skipping, you don't really see any stitches. So as you can see this hole here, you can see the chain foundation here and nothing is holding on to the chain foundation. Whereas this stitch here, you can essentially see the hole is a little bit more round. That's because there's a single crochet and a double crochet holding onto it. So you see the round here. This is where we want to work our single crochet and double crochet. Whereas this here is more of a square or rectangle hole and nothing is pulling onto the chain here. All right. So single crochet first, and then double crochet inside that same stitch you just did the single crochet. Skipping the next stitch, which is right here. because you see here, this hole here, nothing is holding on to the chain at the bottom here. Whereas this, you have a single crochet and a double crochet holding onto the chain. So single crochet first, double crochet second, skip a stitch here, working on the following, single crochet first, and double crochet inside the same stitch you just did the single crochet. Now I'm at my last set of single crochet and double crochets. Now remember, we want to end our last stitch with a half double crochet, and we're still going to skip our next stitch. Okay. So now I have done my last half double crochet, and essentially you can cut the tail. Just make sure it's around the same length as the other end. Now you can see this is essentially the bracelet, and then we will work on the adjustable clasp. Before we do that, you can see this and here the yarn is coming through the middle, but this is more towards the side. So what I like to do is just simply insert my hook inside the middle here, middle section, and just going to pull my yarn through so that now both ends of my bracelet has yarn coming through the middle section. Now I'm just going to make sure both ends of my bracelet are approximately the same length so that it doesn't look too funky. So this one here is a little longer, so we'll just cut it a little bit. So now you have your bracelet. We're going to work on the adjustable clasp. How we're going to do this is essentially position our bracelet with the tails in a parallel position like this. And then we want to cut a piece of yarn of the same color of the bracelet, approximately 12 or 13 inches, just like this. For the purposes of this demonstration, I will use a pink color yarn just so that it doesn't get too confusing with the green here. But at home, you can use the same color yarn. what we're going to do is pull the pink yarn and pull it under the bracelet. So we'll just be pulling on it like this, and then I will take one tail, say the left side, put a little U shape here and bring it over the green. So you have this here is under, this here is over. Now on the opposite side of the tail, I will bring it over the pink, but I want to bring it under the green like this and over the loop. Now I want to pull onto both ends, and this will build my first link of the adjustable clasp. Now let's just keep going. We can do the opposite side. So over the green, and then on the opposite side I want to bring it under the green like this, and now I want to pull onto both ends of the yarn. You don't want it too tight, since this is an adjustable clasp. It's to adjust the tightness of your bracelet, and we have a second link right here. You can do it as long as you want. So let's continue here. So opposite end here, we worked on the right side. On the second link, we're going to work with the left first. Put it over the green like this, and then on the opposite side here, you're bringing it over the pink here, so over, but under the green, and you want it to go through this middle loop here. So now you can pull on both ends of your yarn to tighten your third link. Just like this. Now let's do the opposite side. Over the green, and then the left side here over the pink here, but under the green so that it goes to the middle section inside the loop. Now you pull on both ends of your yarn, to make your fourth link. Now let's do the opposite side. So over the pink here, but under the green like this, and you want to tighten the link. I essentially have 5 links now. Let's do a 6th one on the opposite end here. A little U shape, pink on top of green, like this. And then this side here, pink on top of pink, but under the green towards the middle here. Now pull on both ends. Now you have your 6th linked. Now if we demonstrate this, you can essentially pull on the tails of your bracelet to adjust the size of your bracelet. And obviously if your tail of your bracelet is too long, you can cut it shorter. And the adjustable clasp here, you can simply cut these extra pieces, so as close as you want from the little knot. Okay. My scissors are not working properly. Right, so we have this end here. and then you want to cut both ends. And what you can do is essentially just use, just gonna cut the extra pieces here. You want to use some transparent color nail polish, and you just want to go over your little clasp. Okay, just like this. This will essentially make sure that the stitch don't fall through, and of course wait until it's dry, and then you essentially have your bracelet that you can adjust the size of it so that you can put it on your wrist. Now of course I haven't waited until the clasp is dry, but if you're at home, please do so. Then you can adjust it, and you have a nice bracelet just like this. Of course, at home you will have the same color clasp, and you can cut your yarn shorter so that the tails are not this long. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell button to be aware of any upcoming content we will have. Thank you for watching!